YouTubers, Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. Thanks for watching. We got some big news from 2 days ago, and I kind of wanted to wait out a few days to see if it actually sticks. It looks like it's sticking. It looks like it's being pushed into mandate. Mandate aren't laws. So let's just take a look at what they're trying to tell us here so we can get the scoop here. BC to impose travel restrictions until May long weekend over COVID. So this was dated April 19, 2021 at 5:23 p.m. and it's coming out of Saskatoon, Regina. Victoria, British Columbia will impose travel restrictions to prevent movement outside of health regions. Again, health regions. So they're making this stuff up as they go along. As police set up roadside checks, there goes your freedom right there, similar to those during Christmas season. Nobody travels through the interior as much during Christmas season because the mountains and driving through the passes are terrible. Most people hunker down and stay in Vancouver or other parts of the province, and very limited travel because, again, unforeseen weather changes. Premier John Horgan said on Monday as he pleaded residents to do the right thing. Okay, what is the right thing? What's the right thing? Cases don't mean deaths. And that's what Gerald Celente said on his show too. Cases don't mean deaths. The government has been working with the tourism industry, and BC varies to cancel bookings that have been made to and not to accept new ones from people living outside their intended destination, Horgan told a news conference. The province is also extending measures that ban indoor dining and adult activities at gyms for another 5 weeks, matching the length of travel restrictions. Again, how come not 6? How come not 7 weeks? How come not 10 weeks? Travel experts or experts? Who are these experts? Who voted them in? Do we recognize these people? If you live in the Fraser Health area, but by all means, take a few days, get outside perhaps, go to a campground in your local area, but do not try and book somewhere outside your area. The tourism operator said that the community will not book you, Horgan said. Public Safety Minister Mike Farnworth expected to announce details on Friday. Horgan added that signs will also be posted at the boundary with Alberta to reduce non-essential travel between the two provinces. They're taking it away from us, guys. They're taking it all away because of their health. Because of the health experts say. You can't stop the wind. It's called herd immunity. You can't stop the wind. I've never seen them minimize and shut down. What was that bird, that H1 that we had back in 2002, 2003? That one killed a lot of people. The major percentage of people dying are over 80 and 65. With major underlying conditions. We forgot that, didn't we? Horgan said travel restrictions will involving police will not be like those that were walked back in Ontario last week that could see pedestrians and motorists stop during lockdowns and ask where they live. We're not going to follow other provincial leads and bring forward proposals that can be enforced or, quite frankly, reduce the confidence in the objective here. So here's the deal, guys. I don't know how many businesses we lost in BC. I think it's in the 40,000 small businesses. Ontario lost 71,000 small businesses because of the 2 lockdowns. Now they're going into the 3rd lockdown. They need to hunker down. So now my question to these health experts is, I don't think they're looking outside the box. How are you going to fund the public sector? If there's no private sector like myself paying my taxes, and I've been audited already 3 times, they're going back every year for me and auditing me. 1 year I got back a refund because something was overlooked, so they're supposed to be sending me back money. So, these health experts, how are you going to fund the private sector? It's all the bigs. The bigs are making the money. It's all the bigs. But those are essential services. The liquor store is essential service. Let's bear down for the next 5 weeks so we can have summer that all of us desperately want. However, the province is prepared to bring public health order banning all non-essential travel if people do not voluntarily follow the restriction and reduce burden overwhelming hospital staff. Again, I'm not going to go into the hospitals with you guys, but I did look into it. You could fly in from China if you're an investor. If you're a student, you could fly in from China. And if I want to travel to the States, I can't, but I could travel to China. Most importantly, if people to think that those nurses and those care aides and those doctors and all the people on front lines who have been giving every single week and every single month, they're laying off nurses in every single province. Look it up. They're laying off nurses due to the lack of where people aren't going to the hospitals anymore. And they're laying off nurses. There was one in my store like a few months back telling me she got laid off, and she's a upper respiratory nurse for an ICU in a major hospital in downtown Vancouver. She was laid off, and so was half their staff. They went on holiday. They were put on holidays, mandatory holidays, and they were laid off when they got back. Provincial Health Officer Dr. Bonnie Henry said that a child under age of 2 was among 8 people who died of COVID since Friday, for the total 1,583 deaths from the virus. Now, if you look into this, we had more opioid deaths. More people, our youth, dying on the street from fentanyl and opioid overdoses. They're actually keeping that on a lid now because there's a lot more people dying of opioids. And like I think it was 1 month, it was a crazy 1,100 people died in 1 month in Vancouver from drug overdoses. That's just opioid and fentanyl. They weren't even counting cocaine, heroin, and all the other bad guys. Another 2,960 people tested positive for the virus in the last 3 days. So how are they testing these people? Are they using the Red Bull test? Are they using Red Bull to test them? Watch the Red Bull video tested for COVID. While police have been encouraged to gather outdoors, in groups of up to 10 in their bubble, concerning that some have skirted those guidelines, she said. BC will join Ontario, Alberta, Manitoba in providing AstraZeneca vaccine to people aged 40 and up instead of starting at age 55, Henry said. It's now becoming clear that the risk of very rare blood clots associated with the vaccination with AstraZeneca is in a range of about 4 in a million, Henry said. We need to put that in the context that we are seeing across our province right now, where COVID transmission rates are very high from many communities, and the risk of hospitalization from COVID is about 2 in 4 in almost 100 people. Starting this week, the province will also use AstraZeneca to target vaccinations in 13 high-risk communities in the Fraser Valley region. Cases don't mean deaths. What happened to the flu? What happened to the flu? What happened to everything? So I'm going to leave it for you guys to comment below. I had to remain very calm while reading this because this is it, guys. This COVID thing is going to come back every year in a different mutant. It's going to come in different variants, and I don't know. So you guys go ahead and do your research and look up some of the stuff I said. Nurses are getting laid off, and they're closing the border, so nurses can't go. I was talking to a nurse in Whitehorse that wants to get down to Oklahoma because she has a job, and they're not letting her leave. She sold everything she had in Whitehorse, and she's moving to Oklahoma for a good position in nursing, but they won't let her leave the country. She emailed me this morning. I was reading her email. Comment below. Let me know what's happening here with these health experts. And 5 weeks. Why not 10 weeks? Why not forever? What are they pulling here? They're attacking the small businesses. They're making it impossible. But who's going to fund the public sector? Well, they're going to have to defund the police. They're going to have to defund a majority of our hospitals. They're already closing rural hospitals across Canada. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. The bigs are making it. The big box stores are essential, and they're taking it away from the small businesses. They're taking it away from us. They're hunker down. Well, at least let us leave the damn country. At least let us leave the country. The Canada should impose. Okay, if you're leaving the country permanently, the only way I was telling someone, the only way is if you fly to China, then from China you take your destination from China and you go somewhere else where you want to go. And if you have family in Europe or something and you can't get out there, go ahead and start connecting routes. I had a guy in Colombia that needed to come back to see his family in Canada. So what he did, he had to fly from Colombia to South Africa, Johannesburg, Johannesburg to Sydney, Australia, Sydney, Australia to Shanghai, and Shanghai to Vancouver, because he couldn't come into. And America's been open. A lot of states have been open. The only states in lockdown right now are the high risk states, which is New York, California, semi-open, but New York, Massachusetts, all those states, Pennsylvania, all these states that are in lockdown measures have the highest rates. Where other parts of America, people are roaming freely without any restrictions. Comment below, guys. I'm looking forward to see what you guys have to say about these health experts. Why not 10 weeks instead of 5? What is this? You can't stop the wind. If it's a virus, there's nothing that's going to stop it. It's going to get through everything. There's no way of preventing yourself from getting sick from this. And again, it goes back to herd immunity. What's the underlying issue? Comment below. Mike Martins here. I have spoken.